Welcome to your weekly planning update for Cheshire West and Chester. We're looking at the week ending December 21st. And let me tell you, there have been some pretty big moves, especially on the housing front. We've also got a sneak peek at what's coming down the pipeline. So let's just jump right in and look at the numbers. So here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with the headline stats for the week, then we'll dig into the key decisions and what they really mean. After that, we'll take a look at the brand new applications that have just been submitted. And finally, we'll wrap things up with some important planning news from both around here and across the country. All right, let's get our heads around the week's activity. This first part gives us that crucial high-level snapshot of everything that's been going on across the borough. And the first number you need to know is 65. That's how many planning applications the council made a final decision on this week. You know, that's a pretty busy week by any measure. So what's the story behind all those decisions? Well, if you look at the breakdown here, the big story is just how many got a yes. A whopping 41 applications were given the green light, while only 4 were flat out refused. You'll see 13 in that decided other category. That's usually for more technical stuff, and another 6 were still pending a final status update when we pull the data. Now, while the council was busy making all those decisions, the pipeline for new projects was also filling up. 20 new applications were validated this week. That means they've officially entered the system and are now waiting to be assessed in the coming weeks. Okay, so we know 41 applications were approved, but what kind of projects are actually getting the go-ahead? Let's dig into those decisions, because a really clear theme pops out right away, and that's housing. And yeah, the clear takeaway from this week's approvals is all about creating new homes. This really tells us that delivering more housing is still a top priority. It didn't matter if it was conversions, new builds, or changes of use. The main theme was definitely creating new places for people to live. And you can see the sheer variety right here. We saw permissions granted to convert old agricultural barns into a total of 10 new homes. There were also approvals to change commercial buildings into residential use. On top of that, a brand new 3-story care home got the nod, and so did a smaller development of 5 family homes. The key thing here is that new housing is coming through in lots of different ways, not just massive new estates. So that's what's been approved. Now let's shift gears and look at what's coming up next. Because among those 20 new applications that just got validated, there's one major proposal that really stands out. And one number just leaps out from the new submissions, 160. This is a big one, and it points to a potentially major development on the horizon. This is for a huge outline application in Helsby for up to 160 new homes. Now, because it's an outline application, it means they're testing the basic idea of development first before getting into all the fine details. The proposal also includes some pretty major infrastructure, like a new bridge and public open space. This is definitely going to be one to watch. But it's not all about these massive schemes. It's also worth noting that an application came in to basically formalize the residential use of a piece of land. It's a great reminder of the huge range of issues the planning department has to deal with every single week. You know, all this local activity doesn't happen in a vacuum. To really understand the full picture, we need to zoom out and check out some wider news, both locally and nationally, that's shaping the future of planning right here. First up, some local news. According to Cheshire Live, the council is launching a new digital platform next month. Now, this is a big deal because the whole idea is to make submitting and tracking those applications we've been talking about much easier for everyone. In theory, that could speed up the entire process. And on the national stage, the planning portal is reporting that new government funding is coming down the line. It's all about speeding up the delivery of affordable housing with a special focus on brownfield sites, land that's already been developed on before. This could have a really direct impact on the kind of schemes we see coming forward locally in the future. So, when you put it all together, we've got a massive housing proposal for Helsby, a new digital system on the way, and a national push for affordable homes backed by new funding. The big question is, which of these is going to have the biggest impact on our local area in the coming year? It's a lot to think about. Thanks for joining me.